How excited are you just to kind of how excited are you for Saturday and to see just Dakota cut it loose?
Well, I'm excited to get to a game. I'm kind of tired of playing Coke's defense and everything. I want to go out and kind of break the bubble wrap off and see what we are and what we're good at and what we're good at against other people and kind of that. So I'm real excited to see kind of Dakota playing a game where they have to tackle them, not just tag them, which is always when you're dealing with a guy that has dual threat abilities, what does that add to the team? And you really don't have a great of that until you see it in action against people and everything. I mean, we went back actually 2 years ago. He played against UC Davis. We got a copy of that video and kind of looked at it. And you can see a lot of similarities in his play and everything. But to see him play and run and break tackles, run through people, run by people, it was like okay. And in practice, a lot of times, Coach Helf will blow the whistle and calm down. And so you just deal with the kind of the rules of red is how I refer to it. But no, get out and get going and see where we're at.
We haven't obviously seen him in practice. What kind of a runner is he? We hear dual threat. We hear he's got some speed. But from your perspective, what kind of runner is he?
I think he's going to be a real productive type runner. I mean, he's not the fastest guy on our team. He's not the biggest guy. He's not going to run people over, that type of thing. But I think he has kind of a knack for the running ability. I've always said there's two kinds of quarterbacks. There's runners and scramblers. He's more of a runner. I think he can feel where his space is. He can use blocks in that way. I've been around some really fast guys that will run into a wall if they're trying to run with the football. He's a guy that's kind of always looking to kind of right and left look for the best thing, and then it's the other side of it is being safe and taking hits off yourself whenever you can when you do carry the football.
Coach Helf is liking him or would like him to be just kind of a distribute the ball effectively, no turnovers. What's his deep ball like?
Really throws a really nice deep ball, puts it up, and what he does is he puts a lot of air on it and lets our guys kind of run to it. And that was from early in spring when we kind of started getting that stuff into the offense. He was taking some shots, and on top of that, we probably think he has a pretty good deep ball, but we have some pretty good deep threats to go get it and go up and get it. I mean, number 7 goes up and comes down with the ball way more than he doesn't. So that makes it a lot of fun to throw the ball to him. And then now we had Devin come out here. It was fun to see him when all of a sudden he showed back up and we're running go routes. And we've yet to find anybody that can run with him or even close to him. So we just kind of lay it up and give them air so they can run to it, and they do a great job of kind of giving us space to drop the ball in. But I think hopefully we can get some balls down the field and we can hit on them and kind of stretch the field that way too.
Do you anticipate Devin being available for Saturday's game and participating?
Oh yeah, he's been practicing, doing everything. I don't go through the receiver, how we rotate or anything, but I've seen him take a lot of reps this week, so my guess is he'll be out there running around catching passes.
You've worked at a couple different places and been around different coaching staffs. How would you describe the chemistry here in terms of, you new guys coming in and the guys who've been here a long time, how that works together?
The group here of the guys that are still here that me and Coach Ho came into, it's probably the lowest ego group of guys from the top down for everybody. They just want to be successful. And if I go into Coach Graywood, who's if not the best, one of the best line coaches in the country, I bring up an idea that we did somewhere else or a thought that I have. He's very open to it and says okay and thinks about it. We can have a discussion about it, which that's not always the case when you're dealing with guys that have had so much success and they're such good coaches. A lot of them get kind of they're in their way. They have their plans, but that's all across the board. Talking to Coach Campbell about our meshes with the quarterback, running backs, and constantly trying to make those better. And Coach Lubick's wide open to any thoughts that I bring up and everything, and we decide what's good and what's not. But no, it's a great group to be around. I mean, it's fun to come to work every day to work with those guys and hear their ideas and learn from them as much as they're willing to kind of ask questions. And when you go to say something, it's not 3 guys turn you off and think, okay, I know the answer.
I guess you guys took a little bonding trip down to Coos Bay before camp started. How'd that go for you? You okay on the boat?
I did not get sick on the boat.
Okay.
I caught a couple fish. I did not touch the fish. That way I don't eat fish, so it's not really. I was really catching them for someone else, and I'm sure someone's enjoyed them. They looked like they'd be scrumptious. As you put them in the little boxes and everything. I did not touch them. They jump around too much.
Which receivers has Dakota Prukop favored?
Well, it's been with guys kind of in and out. And we rotate them a lot with all the speed we go and everything. But Carrington is a high-level guy, and getting Stanford back completely healthy and everything's been really good. And then just having Devin Allen really for the last few things, I think he's got a good connection with them. And he spent a lot of time throwing with Farrow, and a good feel for him. And Johnny Munn has made a ton of plays for us through camp, and Farrell's kind of in that situation where Farrell doesn't take every rep of every practice because we're making sure we get him that first game, get him into the season. So, no, I think he's really kind of fit with a lot of the guys. And then, Jalen Brown was probably the workhorse of camp and made a ton of plays to the point, all the quarterbacks were looking for him in that way. But I don't think anybody's kind of been out of the thing, and it's just knowing each guy and knowing kind of how to throw the ball. And afterwards, Dwayne Stanford, because I think he's probably got the less to work with Dakota. Every day at the end of practice, they're staying out there working on deep balls, working on digs, working on different ones he's going to be running so they can be on the same page so we can make it look as clean as possible.
If things go as planned, do you expect to play Prukop for 3 quarters and then maybe Herbert in the 4th, or how do you expect that to work with the quarterbacks? What do you want to play?
Well, it's really how the game goes. Right now the plan is Dakota's going to play, and he's our guy. If a position presents itself where Justin needs to go into the game, that we're ready to put him in and kind of get that moving in that direction, or whatever the situation is. If anything would happen to Dakota, Justin's the guy to go in. So we're just we kind of play by ear. We don't over talk about those things. This is the biggest game on the schedule right now. We got to focus. And if Dakota plays every snap of this game, it's the best thing for us.
Coach, you've been around. We talked about that. Where does this team stack up in your coaching history as far as weapons? The amount of weapons and the just like the talent depth.
Well, the speed at wide receiver, the depth at wide receiver and running back. We had a couple teams in Missouri that were really high-level teams, and I think at one point we had of the receiving core of 7 of the 8 guys ended up playing in the NFL for a time, and of the running backs, like one of the top 2 plays. 8 of the 10 guys were playing in the NFL. And if you look at our 2 deep, at the receiver core, at the running back position, and tight ends, that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with guys that they have a future playing on Sundays and everything whenever that comes, and that's a great thing to have, and it's kind of a fight over the ball because there's only one football in every play, so and you got so many guys that can make so many explosive plays. It's a lot of fun. It's real competitive in that way. So I think we have a great group of skill guys from all that group, and then the O-line has done a tremendous job of kind of molding into and the O-line. How I always see it is they become really one position after a time. They just become the O-line. It's not the right tackle or the left tackle, it's the O-line. And they've really, because of all the reps they got in the spring together, they look as kind of in a very sync and unison on a lot of things. So, I think we're going to, offensively, we can be real scary to people.
I would guess as an offensive coach, that has to excite you to have that much depth, that many weapons to be able to spread the ball around a lot.
Well, I think you can spread it around, but also you don't worry about, we got to make sure such and such isn't on this play, or loading one guy up where one guy walks away and he catches 12 balls and everybody else catches 1. It's, you can distribute the football and get the ball to everybody and know that, and with these guys, a 5-yard hitch can turn into a 65-yard play really fast, so we don't have to throw it 20 yards to get 20 yards. And that's that's been a little bit of what Dakota has learned as we went through this. Flat routes to Royce Freeman are normally pretty good plays when it's all said and done. Let those guys make plays for you. You don't have to make all the plays, and distributing the ball is a big part of it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.